So, the cyborg I talked to, that's a Freemason and all kinds of other things, told me that he took me to the Queen of England on the Astral, and that the Queen of England was in my presence, or I was in her presence, and that he never saw the Queen of England laugh so much in all of his experience with the Queen of England. He also said that I'd be going to courtroom 33 with a barcode on my head. Something that you can only see with your third eye. The next day, I talked to Sandy, who is part of the Pendragon clan. Sandy has her third eye open because she has a really big heart, and she's independent of this cyborg person who took me to the Queen of England. I said, Sandy, I asked Sandy, I said, do you notice anything new on my head? And she said, yes. She said, as of the day before I was talking to Old Kendall, she said that there is a new golden triangle on my forehead. It's basically the same golden triangle as you see here. So my cyborg friend said it was a golden triangle. Oh no, he said he called it a barcode. But basically it boils down to, I walk in there, and we all know that Judge is not human. We all know she's not human. We all know that judges have their third eye open. So the first thing she's going to notice is the rainbow in my aura and the golden triangle on my forehead, and the Queen of England made me a legit sovereign. You know, the funny thing about it is, you always hear about sovereignty packets and claiming this nationality and that nationality, but it's just like Cyrus King said, before something happens in the physical, it happens on the other side first. And I've already got the other side. I've already got the golden triangle. See, it's all about the other side. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with the physical. It's all to do with the other side, and I've got the sovereignty right there. The Queen of England granted me my freedom. And you know, it all adds up. I mean, my entire life, I've just been myself, and people laugh hysterically. I just say, I don't even try. I don't try to be funny, but people laugh hysterically. So it's perfectly believable that I went to the Queen of England on the Astral with my cyborg alien friend, and she granted me my sovereignty. And if I had to guess, and I don't remember any of this, but all I know is that lately I've been missing a huge chunks of dream time, and all I really can guess at what I said to make her laugh is something to do with saying, my honor, what's your nationality? Okay, so you're black, so that means you're no judicio standi, and that means you're civil liter mortuus, so who are you as a lack person to prosecute someone that's a living soul? And I probably said something to that effect, and that's probably what made her laugh. And And for the record, I really am not seeking approval from the royal family. I'm not really seeking anyone's approval because approval is a ruse. And actually, approval is one of the falls of man. Approval is definitely one of the things that keeps all the abuse going. But I don't need anyone's approval. I just know that all I ever do is be myself and people laugh. It's just an equation. It's Jordan bees himself and people laugh hysterically. I mean, I get thousands of messages saying, "Oh, I saw your video, you're crazy, but I laughed myself to tears. Thank you for that." That's all I ever do. I just make people laugh. I'm a fucking clown, basically. So my father, it's pretty much already started with him, the sacrifice, because he started arterially bleeding today. So he's going into surgery with blood loss. And the whole time they were telling him, "Oh, we want you to be as strong as possible for your surgery," because he's already at a deficit because his lungs are shot from smoking. So he was already at a deficit from a lack of oxygen, and now today he lost a lot of blood. I mean, he was soaked in his own blood. It was arterial bleeding. So I can see that he's already primed to be a sacrifice on the 13th. And see, the thing is, they come for your heart. The Goetia demons know that I don't really care about anyone but my father, because everyone else in my family is toxic. And so Goetia demons know that the Goetia demons know where my heart is and who I care about. So they know who to target. And the funny thing is, I never remember making a deal with any Goetia demons and whatnot. But it seems as if anyone who has the connections I do has to endure a 13ing of something you love. As a matter of fact, I got my heart broken again yesterday because I was talking to the same cyborg who took me to the Queen of England. And by the way, I think this cyborg guy is a alternative host body to someone like Masonic Elder. So anyway, I was talking to him, and I said to him, I said, "What is Melanie, my future wife, up to?" And he said, "Oh, it would just make you depressed." And I said, "Just tell me anyway." And he said that she's dating a gangster rapper. And that did depress me. It's still like, it's still kind of depressing because my visions of her was what was keeping me going. And I would expect this kind of behavior from a female Pleiadian because the female Pleiadians have the least amount of soul energy. But I wasn't expecting this from Melanie. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's a black person. It has to do with the fact that we can all agree that mainstream gangster rap is of a lesser mind. Once again, mainstream gangster rap is of a lesser mind. And it's just sad to know that she's not dense. It's just sad that she's still like acting out like a child in the sense that she's looking for love in the wrong places, and it just shows like such a lack of density and soul maturity. And I mean, I know I'm not the most mature person, but come on, a gangster rapper. I mean, that's embarrassing. I mean, my last real girlfriend was a stripper, and at least Elise, had a good taste in music. I mean, Elise listened to people like Damien Rice, and Elise never embarrassed me. I mean, she always... I mean, I forgave Elise for stripping because her brain wasn't that great, But the thing that baffles me about Elise was that she had intellectual interests and she had good taste in music, but she still didn't really have brain capacity, which always baffled me. I mean, that's mind-boggling how someone can have good taste in music, interest in the world around her, and yet she just still was not so sharp. But then you have Melanie, who can afford all the best teachers, and her father's either a billionaire or a multimillionaire, and from what I'm told, her father is the boss, which means he probably is some Neanderthal that owns a record company. And because Melanie is like a backup dancer or some sort of dancer, so she probably met the gangster rapper guy by being in a music video or something. And yeah, so that's very spirit breaking. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I would rather have Melanie date the 13th Son all day before I would, have her date a gangster rapper. Because at least with Gilbert, Gilbert has his head on his shoulders. Gilbert is smart. Gilbert is wise. So at least I know that Melanie being with Gilbert, that would get her to get on the right track, and Gilbert would pass on knowledge. I'd rather have Melanie be with Gilbert all day long before I have Melanie be with some gangster rapper. That's so... I feel cosmically betrayed, like the time when Sarah Adams didn't tell me anything. I remember the day Sarah Adams refused to tell me what type of alien she is, and I was so fuming, and I feel cosmically betrayed by Melanie and Sarah Adams. And I'm starting to wonder if this is all supposed to happen, because Fred told me that it wouldn't work out with the first wife because I wouldn't want to go out. Because when you read between the lines, she doesn't develop soul maturity, so she still wants to go out and go to get-togethers and parties and that kind of thing. So she never really develops the soul maturity, and so we split because she's still not a graduate soul. And Fred said the second wife, Fred is Pita. Fred said the second wife would be the real deal. But yeah, he said the first wife. And once again, I've seen a vision where Melanie has tears coming down from her eyes, and she jumps off a cliff at the waterfront villa. So I'm really souring on her, and I'm really souring on her, and I just can't. It's like you have a vision, right? When you have a vision, you can detect the vibration. You can detect whether you're in love with the person or not. And in the visions I've had, I was in love with her. And now it's like, I kind of think, I feel disgust when I think of her, you know what I mean? And if she wasn't rich, she would probably be a stripper if she wasn't rich. And I don't like the fact that I attract these type of people, and I know the reason why I attract them. I attract them because I'm free, which is why so many psychics, when they think of me, they always see a motorcycle, because the motorcycle represents independence and freedom. The thing is, I just always attract the stripper archetype. I have the Jesus archetype, but I always attract the Mary Magdalene archetype. And I really don't want... See, the groupie dynamic never works out. I'll say that again. The groupie dynamic never works out. It's better to have an equal than a groupie. And I can tell that Melanie is already vibing like a groupie, because she's already... See, she just can't... Women like her can't fucking get it together, and they'll never realize that if you are being someone's groupie, it's never going to work out. But, you know, you can't expect soul maturity and wisdom from a fucking dog. You know what I mean? You can't expect... I mean, she's obviously, you know, the typical rich girl whose father probably doesn't love her, and, you know, looking for love all the wrong places, very low soul maturity, very low self-respect. Oh my god. I think I'll just yeah, I think I'll just stop here with the video. I got other stuff to say. I'll make another video, but this is it for this one, so